What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic. I'm actually early. I'm actually 3 minutes early today. I'm not going to try to make this a long live because my daughter is asleep right now. I'm just trying to hurry up. I don't want to say hurry up because I actually want to speak on this topic because it is very serious. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. Let me go straight into the promo work before I go on. What's going on, Abomination AJ? If you guys aren't familiar with him on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to his channel. He has great content. You can tell that it's very genuine with a lot of topics with the media, comic books, video games, and things like that. So make sure you guys subscribe to him if you when you have the time. Some true genuine stuff. You don't see a lot of that stuff on YouTube. Going back to promotion, because you guys know I got to do my promotion. 6 days away, Appleton, Wisconsin, we have a Made to Remember. Make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you guys go to the show, get tickets, show up, bring your greasy grandma, bring your grandma that ain't that greasy. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great show. Like I said, I've been rocking with them since last year, since they came back. They treat me like family. I am always glad to be out there with a lot of the people out there. June 18th, Kingdom Come, our show, we return. We return at Gene Shepherd Community Center, Hammond, Indiana. Tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for kids. You can buy them through PayPal, www.paypal.me/IamClassic, or you can show up to the door. If you show up to the door, it's still the same price. It's not any different from like pre-sale prices and stuff. I will show you guys the link to the PayPal shortly. We're going to go through the matches again. C3 Urban Culture Championship. It will be Aaron Stone, the champ, versus Jackson P. Larkin. Man, it had a great back and forth on the Yellow Pill Coffee Company's YouTube channel. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do. We have a mystery tag team against Legit for the tag team titles. Man, you guys are going to be surprised with the who the entrants are. We have myself versus Cassidy Keith. Battle of the big men, the big fight field. It's been a long time, so it's going to be great. Got one-on-one action with Marcelo Spade and Mike Valentine. Both guys are still trying to make a name and a staple for C3 Ultimate Wrestling, and they've both been doing a great job by doing that. We also have a women's match, triple threat, KL Kendra versus Renee Van Peebles versus Vega Venom. Great women's action. We have the main event, Miles Mercer, the C3 Ultimate Wrestling Champion versus Just Amazing. This has boiled over since last year's show of Guys versus Gals. So it all comes to a head June 18th. Show is hosted by Kevin Young Sr., a.k.a. CEO of the Yellow Pill Coffee Company. Make sure you find him on YouTube and subscribe. Yes, he talks about, sort of AJ, he talks about a lot of serious topics, especially with the black men, the black woman, the foundation, and everything, and what they're trying to do for the men, do towards men. Also, make sure you can add me on Facebook, Chris Classic Williams, Twitter, NatureBoy1989, and for the tickets, www.paypal.me/IamClassic. Make sure you guys get your tickets. It's going to be a wonderful show. Now, as I'm going to show the camera as my dog is barking. Like I said, I hope you guys are having a good day. This is a topic that many people don't talk about. No problem, man. You make great content. I don't listen to a lot of people on YouTube and stuff like that besides kids things for my children. But other than that, you have great content, so keep up the good work. Now, I wanted to talk about this topic because the biggest thing since last Monday was the Sasha and Naomi walkout. So a lot of people are upset with WWE, rightfully so. A lot of people are upset with them, rightfully so. I mean, you're entitled to feel how you want to feel about a certain situation. Professionalism, personal life, mental health, all of these are added factors into it, and even it being a work to some of us. And that's okay. You can feel some way. I'm not going to argue with nobody. I'm not going to fight with you're wrong or anything like that. We don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us aren't friends with these people. Facts. But a lot of people, they brought up racism, and they were saying, okay, well, if Charlotte, and Becky, and some people, they kind of just said what everybody else was saying and not realizing that WWE has been petty before, like the Stone Cold. Oh, well, they never did nothing to Stone Cold. I'm like, well, you must have just started watching wrestling, because they had a lot of things about Stone Cold when he left. They had a lot of stuff about Bret. It was a lot about certain people, especially if you are superstars. If you are a superstar, they are really going to drag your name in WWE, regardless if it's a work or not. They did it to Stone Cold. They did it to Sasha. They're doing it to Naomi. They did it to Bret. They're going to do it to other people too if they have to. You get what I'm saying? They did it for Punk as a work. They did it. They all did it. So you get what I'm saying? So that's something to also think about when we're talking about this situation. If you're going to sit here and say, oh, well, they didn't say this or they didn't say that, I can understand from a certain standpoint on professionalism. But at the same time, this situation is kind of different from other stuff, but it's similar to the things that Stone Cold and other people did. So don't just sit there and just say, oh, well, they didn't do nothing. Do your research first. I should get a graphic that says do your research. Shout out Arshawn. Hope everything's all right with you, sir. Salute. I wanted to talk about pandering in wrestling can be as bad, just as bad as racism in wrestling. Now, a lot of people may not know what pandering is. So I'm going to give you the base definition as I'm typing right now. So we will all be on the same page. So as I'm sharing my screen, I like to tell you guys that because I just don't want to look weird sharing just looking at a screen. All right, here we go. Share. All right. Pandering means gratify or indulge in a moral or distasteful desire, need, or habit, or a person with such a desire, etc. Now, it's kind of a complicated definition. I thought I would find a better one. Okay, so for an example, to provide gratification for others' desires, films that pander to the basest emotions, used as brilliant gifts to pander to popular taste. Now, pandering is something that, he said, salute to Atlas. Pandering in wrestling is racism. Yeah, but hold on. At least the WWE. I'm glad you bring it up, WWE, because this brings up cool point. Well, not cool points, but this brings up points of them and what other companies are trying to do. Pandering is usually you're trying to appeal to a certain audience or to a certain demographic for your product. And it's funny because this happens in media, politics, celebrities do it, $1 million, $1 billion companies. A lot of people do these kind of things to try to expand the market or to see, okay, well, these people possibly have a lot of money. We want your money. So we're going to show something, or we're going to do something, or we're going to promote someone so we can show that we're for everybody. And sometimes, especially on WWE's front and other companies, but we're talking about wrestling, it's not legit. It's not genuine. It doesn't feel right. And sometimes it takes away from even special moments from the people who are, representing the pandering. I mean, who they're using to pander. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. When we deal with racism, okay, I don't want to book this person because that they're this color. And then you can go on the pandering side and say, I'm just booking you because you're this color. You get what I'm saying? That could be a bad thing as well, especially if you don't have skill, or if you do have skill and you want to say you're working hard, and then people are saying like it's just because of what you look like, not what you can actually provide. Oh man, wrestling. Hey man, this has been going on for a long time, bro. Like for real, this has been a long time. Like Alice was saying, like this is something that has been going on for a long time. I don't think a lot of people speak on it. So I was like, it was easy for me to just say, oh, let's speak about racism. And I kind of spoke on that before, and I try not to speak on the same thing twice unless it's like key points that I'm trying to bring from that. So yeah, she says getting woke. With a lot of things, a lot of people, company, and even wrestling, and WWE is like very fond of trying to push a superstar or a wrestler because they are a certain demographic, because they are trying to appeal to them and stuff like that. And the majority of the time, WWE is not that great with that. And it's like I said, you know, a lot of us as wrestlers and performers, we want the mentality of pass the ball to Will. And when I say pass the ball to Will, I mean Will Smith. If you guys remember that episode of Fresh Prince, when he started playing basketball, he started helping the team. The team started being successful. Talking about the comedy. And what happened was, the plan was pass the ball to Will. Now, it wasn't the fact that he was black. It was the fact that he was a talented basketball player and he played great, and the crowd was going crazy for him, and he was scoring points and stuff like that. That's what a lot of us want to have. We want to, some of us, not all, I can't speak for everybody, unfortunately. A lot of us want to do things to where people can rely on us because they know it's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great match. We're going to be a great wrestler and stuff like that. And so some of us want that mentality, but sometimes people aren't even clear on what they want us to do or what they want us to represent. Now, some people know this in companies, and some people still go with it because at the end of the day, they know what it is. They're using them, and the company is using them, and then the wrestlers also using the company for stuff like that. That's the thing with sometimes pandering. Is like the older we get, the older I get, especially, you see a lot of TV shows. You see a lot, well, TV shows too. You see a lot of it with wrestling and stuff like that. And the thing with pandering is that sometimes it's intentional and sometimes it's unintentional. And the thing is, if you want to try to do something different or whatever like that, then it has to be natural. And most of the time, it's not natural. Sometimes it's like we know exactly what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, and how it will be handled. So, for example, WWE for years before Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel, and Greatest Royal Rumble, and the Elimination Chamber. Before all of that, they've always tried to go to have India as a big market, and they've always tried to crack a code to get to the market in India. As I'm going back to comments, oh, that's always intended. So with India, Saudi Arabia, and things over there, they always do things like, for example, when we had the Great Khali, right? A lot of people know that this guy was just horrible in the ring. Now, I don't know if it was the fact of his condition or the fact that he was involved in a fatal accident and he didn't want to wrestle as good as he used to be. But with that being said, Great Khali was one of those guys. It was like, all right, he came in, he debuted, he beat the Undertaker and stuff, like he was beating up the Undertaker and stuff like that, and then turned into the Punjabi Playboy, went through back and forth, and I believe he won a world heavyweight title. Then they sent him over there and stuff like that, and he's a superstar over there because they want that money. They want people to look at that. Pandering is cross off. Yeah, it is terrible because it's like it kind of takes away from sometimes people's victories, who work hard and, deserve it and stuff like that. And then it's just like, dang, did they win it because they work hard, or did they win it because their ethnicity or what they represent? Or he was just hot. I've seen some stuff when he was in Japan. Now, like I said, I'm not big on highlights to say somebody's a great wrestler, because you can have a 30-minute match and it's crap, but you can hit all the moves and it look good. But from what he was doing, he definitely wasn't doing the stuff that he was doing in Japan when he was to WWE. But the thing was, they consider him a hero over there. So that's why he got some of the things he got, like beating the Undertaker. Like, I'm still upset with that. You guys know that I'm like a big Undertaker fan. And it was just like the way it happened. It was like, as a child, I didn't know much about wrestling business yet, but I was just like, oh my God, like what's going on here? So with him, and then even him going into the Hall of Fame and stuff like that. But going back to that, like I said before, I almost said blood money, but before the Saudi Arabia thing, it was Great Khali. It was other superstars too from WWE. You guys, and I was actually happy for Jinder Mahal. I was actually happy for when he won it, but then it was just like, when they were talking about the ratings, and then they were talking about even when they were going out over there. I know he's from Canada, by the way. The ratings, they really didn't move for them over there when they gave him the belt and stuff like that. Like, it shocked a lot of people when he won the championship or whatever like that. And like I said, he's Canadian, but with WWE and even how they were treating Asuka and Kairi Sane, they were the Kabuki Warriors. And I'm sorry, it just hit me. I should have put them on the picture panel too. You had them, and they were managed by Paige for some reason and stuff like that. And you had them going out there and then how they were doing it. And even some people consider Asuka just a Japanese stereotype because of how she talks and how she acts with everything like that. But going back to the India market, you had Jinder Mahal, and then he had his thing, and he actually had a great comeback story to how he even came back to WWE, and he went through mental health when he was released and stuff like that. And then he started working out, he started caring for himself, and it started to show. And then it was like when he did win it, here it come. They were going to India and stuff like that. And then we put two and two together, and we were like, oh my God, that's why I did that. Beyond the multicultural aspect, they pander when they try to give brothers crazy gimmicks. I'm going into that, sir. I'm going into that. I'm definitely going into that. But going to even for Jinder Mahal, we see where it went with that. So now, dang, I forgot one guy. Veer, I think it's Mahan. Now he's up, and it's like, I don't really see nothing really wrong with none of these guys. Well, Great Khali needed some work. Jinder, it was a shock, but I was kind of happy that he did win the belt because I did want to see something different. But seeing like Veer or whatever like that, and seeing what they are doing with him, and they made it a big deal by like keep pushing his debut back. Like, this is something that a lot of people, some of these companies do. Simba, Farouk, the Mexicans, the Mexicools. I remember that. They were literally driving on lawnmowers, mobile lawnmowers with jumpsuits and stuff like that. And these were three guys, Psychosis, Juventud, Super Crazy, I believe, jumpsuits and stuff like that. And it's like they just came in like, wow, that's how you had one of the three of the best cruiserweights to ever do it